Today it's Wednesday, July 24th, 2024. This will gonna be a status update because I'm gonna cover 3-4 cars at the same time, so don't have to do it separate. Mostly for the owners and for some friends that they have some questions. The M8 here, it's sucking 0.8 amps. Okay, this battery was fully charged. All right, and like I said yesterday, I'm connecting on the terminals here. All right, negative, positive, to be able the controller or battery charger or the battery control module, BCM, call it as you like, this is responsible to charge properly the lithium battery. Now, what I did yesterday, like I said, the battery here has a 20 torques. It has one here and one at each corner. Here in the middle it doesn't have. And then under of this cap here and here has M6 10mm head bolts that's connecting these terminals to the actual battery inside, actually after the controller. And here it's the plug that's checking the temperature, make sure that it's charged properly, it gets a feedback, the controller. That's what I believe. I'm not an electrician, all right? What I did yesterday, there is inside, let us say there is one switch that when the lithium battery, when the cells inside has 4 cells in total, that means there is 3 volts, each cell it's 3 volts and a little bit more than 3 because maintaining 13 volts, 14 volts, something like that. If you put a multimeter even without the charger, without running the engine, that's not the point. What I did, you're not going to the cell. It's important and you have to be careful with that because you're talking about lithium battery and you know so many things can go wrong with these batteries. You have to be extra careful and I'm gonna explain how I did it. Safety safety first, that's how it goes. Yeah, so what I did, I bypassed the controller that has inside and I connect the power supply direct to the cells. There is, let us say, here there is a negative and from here there was a positive. Now I put back together, I don't want to open it again, all right, and I don't have my mind to make a video, especially when I'm dealing with that. So what I did, I bypassed the controller and whatever it had, and then I measured it first and I saw it has 1.5 volts. So I put the power supply at 1.5 volts. I didn't use the charger. Let me show you what I use. I didn't use the charger, this charger. And another one important thing. What I did, I used this table, the scissors table, the specific one. It was empty. I had the battery here, I had the power supply here on this table, all right, and this table, it was exactly in the middle of the shop. It was in the middle of the garage here. So if something happened, to pull it outside of the garage, to drive it out, because there is a handle, so if something go bad with the battery and let us say start having a reaction or whatever, you grab it and you throw it out of the garage. You don't try to put out the fire, you don't try to put some water because you're gonna make it worse. You know that. All right, what I use, let me show you. It's a good thing to have also fire blanket, just in case, at least you can cover it until you put it outside to don't have anything around. Obviously fire extinguishers, just in case, don't catch up anything fire, because you never know with the stupid lithium batteries. Now, I get this power supply, all right? And this power supply, before I connect it to the cells inside, I went down to the same voltage as it was on the batteries. I went down to, 1.5 volts. With the left one, you can make a fine adjustment. With the right, it's not so fine, okay? So, I make sure to be, let us say, 1.62, all right? Example. I saw how many amperes was cycling. Let us say 1 ampere. I leave it there to go 0.08. That means it's not cycling any ampere. It equalized almost. Then I went to 2 volts. At 2 volts, it was cycling 2-3 amperes. I leave it to equalize again. And then I went to 3 volts. After one point, I went from 3 volts to 3.5, then from 3.5 to 4 because there was a spike on the amperes. It was going 10 amperes. I don't want to suck so fast. What was my plan? My plan was to make some, let me put again on 13 volts, this one. to keep it there, because I'm gonna go to test any solenoid or something, and I'm gonna be at 3 volts. Okay, turn off. Has some electricity, that's why it takes some time to turn it off. All right, let's go out. All right, what was my plan? My plan was to raise the voltage of the cells inside to 9-10 volts, to click the switch that has inside and activate the terminals. Because, like I said, if it drops the voltage from one point and down, these terminals are dead. They don't have a connection with the cells inside. So no matter what are you gonna do from outside, you're never gonna be able to charge the cells inside, because it has an open circuit. Make sense? That's why you have to open the battery. No, you don't have to. Sorry, you don't have to open the battery. Do whatever you want. All right. That's why I open the battery and I charge the cells direct. Slowly graduate. I didn't make any sharp increasement on the amperes or on the voltage. I was carefully, going step by step up. When I saw that the battery maintained 10 volts, then I closed the battery, I put it together, and then I placed it here. As soon as I placed here, you see that it has 10 volts. Before I connect the negative terminal here, I have it on my hand. I had Omar here. I told him that when I'm ready, connect the positive. That means it was everything connected. The battery charger was on diagnostic mode. All right. Currently it's on diagnostic mode. This battery is fully charged. It was connected like this. And the only thing that was remaining here, it was to plug the positive here. And this is, like I said yesterday, just don't have any misunderstanding, this is demonstrating the output of the alternator. That the alternator currently, let us say, imagine that the engine is running and it's trying to charge the battery back. Just only, instead of keeping the engine running and trying from the alternator and overheating the alternator to charge completely the battery, I'm using this setup. So after that, as soon as you have connection the terminals here, because this is separate, to the cells that has inside through the unit, all right, then you can charge the battery. You're gonna get charged. But when you have an open circuit, because that's what's happening, when it's dropping down the voltage, it's like it's opening one relay switch, called as you like. It's opening and it has an open circuit. So it doesn't matter what are you gonna do, you're never gonna get charged. Everything went well. Finish the story with that. Then regarding the key, like I said yesterday, if it does have battery, you have to go to a specific position on the steering column there, I saw you yesterday, and then you have to click the button, press the brake pedal, and then it has some delay to crank. That's what I said, that's what I explained yesterday. Now, why it had a long cranking? Because I rebuilt this engine. It has a piece connecting nuts, connecting nuts only, sorry. It has connecting nuts. I opened the engine, I rebuilt the engine, the fuel relay was empty, the fuel line was empty, the fuel injectors were empty, everything was empty. So it takes some time to fill up the fuel line, the high pressure pumps, and so on. Like any other time, like any other build. Fine. I hope that I cover you with that. Finish with the BMW. Let's jump now where? Let's jump to the Golf here. This is the Golf. This is the Golf with the heat exchanger that was mixing up oil with coolant. Yes, that's the one. Here, what have we done here? Yesterday we cleaned a couple of parts, the intake manifold. We already put back in place the bracket with alternator, AC compressor, everything from here. You can see that later. The intake valves, number 1, number 2, and number 3 cylinder are closed. They're not open. The number 4 it's open. I have the dry ice machine here next to me. I'm waiting today to come the dry ice, and as soon as it comes, I'm gonna get dressed. I'm gonna put the safety glasses, the hat, the gloves, and then I'm gonna start removing the carbon from the ports with a vacuum cleaner and the dry ice at the same time. It's gonna be a mess, but yeah, okay, alright, never mind. That's one thing. After I finish with that, I'm gonna close the inlet valve, the intake valve on the cylinder number 4, okay? I'm gonna blow to be nice and clean, don't feel anything inside, because I have to spin a little bit the engine, I have to turn the crankshaft. Here the wheel is missing. No, shit, I didn't remove the wheel, but they removed the tank. You see that for the wiper blades, the tank it's missing, it's not there. So after I finish with the number 1, 2, and 3, I'm gonna cover these 3. Then I'm gonna come here, vacuum cleaner from one side, from the vacuum cleaner that we have here in the shop, alright, and from the other side dry ice, and make my way in to to clean also the number 4 port. And then what else? The owner, he took the fuel injectors to go for checking it, to test it. As far as I know, we don't have the fuel injectors. You're gonna see when it's gonna be done, this one, probably, if I don't forget it. All right, then here we have the E-Class, the E63 with the engine rebuild. And what I have done, I have mounted the cooler. I think that I show you this. All right, we are waiting the bracket that comes here. That's the same bracket like this, but it's not the same. It's mirror. It's different part number. Oh boy, these guys. We're waiting the bracket here, and then we're gonna close it. We're gonna waiting. We need to clean also the coolers. We haven't cleaned the coolers. No, we haven't cleaned the coolers. Waiting for that, and waiting also for the tank for the wiper blades that goes here inside, to put also the neck, to finalize this. And I'm still waiting the head studs, single head studs. I haven't received it yet. It's supposed to arrive today or tomorrow. That's what they said. Then let me see what else we have. One second. This is an MK6. I don't know if I'm making video for that. This is with a turbo upgrade. There are the parts. Some parts are in the trunk. We have some charge pipes here. That's not the time now to do it. Why? Because we don't have the brackets. That's the exhaust manifold. You see, it's the proper exhaust manifold. You know, it's not like the CJX that you can put also external and you can put the turbo that you want. All right. So what's missing? It's missing the brackets that's supporting the manifold from down. That's going, it's engaging, and then you're bolting it from up. These brackets, they're not existing. Somebody before he removed the manifold, and we never receive it. Here I have the blow valve, and here it's the external, and this is their filter. This standing by until it comes the brackets, like I said. Finish from that. Then the E63, the CLS 63, sorry, rear wheel drive with the Darton sleeves, piece connecting rod, studs, this build. The car is still here. Why? Because I'm gonna put this cooler. I don't have the upper air duct. I have the bracket, this and this. I have the lower air duct, but it's missing the upper one. This is the same like the, don't put any number plate, like the E-Class that you see there up. Okay? Like I showed you earlier. Let me go there to show you. Oh boy. Talking about that's missing this upper air duct. Alright. And it doesn't matter if I get it from this one and put it on the CLS. Why? Because I don't have this bracket for this car or for the other car. Let's go back again over there. Alright. So even if I had the air duct here up right now, I don't have the small bracket, like I said, that goes here. This one that has the position to accept the bracket to support the cooler, like this side. All right. Then I had the neck, you already saw it before I tested on the E-Class. Now I put it properly on the CLS because it belongs to the CLS. The clip here where it's supposed to be, the original bolt Mercedes where it's supposed to be, on the existing hole. I didn't drill anything, I didn't modify anything. All right. And here inside, you see the neck, you see the bracket here, the original one. You see it goes like that. It's communicating with the tank. The tank, it's installed properly on the groove there. Talking about there inside. All right, where it's supposed to be. One nut here, one bolt here, and then we extend the cables for the level sensor and for the pump for the wiper blades. Same thing also for the pipe. This is being routed from the same position as it is from the factory. We didn't modify something. We just extend the cables. Nothing crazy here. Literally it's a plug and play. And like I said, other than the intercooler, the heat exchanger upgrade, because this is bigger, it's much more thick, all the rest is stock one. And again, I mentioned that before. For this country, it should come with additional cooler. If you're asking me, at least. It's always welcome in a hot country to have the additional cooler. Now, what else now? Yeah, I have another one thing. This one, this car I just put inside. This is a company car and it's a black color. It's not good to keep it outside on the sun, you know. The only thing what need this car, it's just to fill it up with petrol. It has petrol already. I'm just saying, you put petrol and always running. Yeah, never mind. Daza from the RS3, we remove it from there up. We brought it down here. The guys yesterday, Mr. Joe, I think, they separate the transmission and the transfer case from here. They remove the coolant pipes and all these things, and I need to put it on the stand. Now that's the inspection window here, and there is another one from the other side. I don't think so that I doubt that the cranks are gonna be healthy. It's been beaten. Yeah, I see some. Oh boy, yeah. Okay, good luck with that. I think that the crankshaft goes for scrap. We're gonna find out when we're gonna take it out. So one window from this side, one inspection window, another one from this side. Lovely. Now need to strip it off. I need to get this gear, I need to get the vacuum pump, I need to get the dual mass flywheel, I need to get the water pump, the damper pulley, the oil pump inside to see if it's okay. The lower case, this magnesium, this will gonna be exploded. This will not gonna be, we will not gonna be able to use it. I hope that we're gonna be able to use the oil pan, but the magnesium lower piece here, we're gonna say goodbye. You're not gonna be healthy, I'm telling you from now. You're gonna see when I'm gonna open it. Another one important thing is, because I don't have my measurements, I don't have my notes, the burn on the previous shop with all the rest, I don't know the depth for these plugs. And the new block, it came without being installed, these plugs. There is one plug here, then there is another two here. There is another one plug here for this oil gallery, then there is another one there inside for that oil gallery. So I don't have a reference, I don't have my notes, because before what I did, I write it down on a paper and then I make adapters for this to come exactly on the same spot, to be on the same depth, to don't end up to be more inside or more out. Because I saw you, if you go to see on that Daza with a new block, I don't remember how many years ago, I'm saying that if you put it more inside, you're gonna block the oil gallery, you're gonna cause a restriction. So it has to be in a specific spot and you have to see that you are okay, that you have a clearance. That's my point. This block, you're gonna serve nicely, you're gonna be very helpful to get again the dimensions, write down on a paper, put it also on the cloud, on the computer, upload it, to have it in 2-3 points, and just in case if something happened, to be everybody happy. Then there is a helicoil here from the factory, and there is a helicoil here from the factory, as far as I remember. Yes, there is. That these helicoils are coming with a new engine. There is one box that has all these things, and with the new engine supposed to come also the crankshaft main bearings, at least the upper one, not the lower one, because the lower one is based on the crank. But we can make massage on that, we're gonna see. The timing cover here, it's supposed to be fine. The timing cover from this side, it's supposed to be okay, supposed to don't have any problem. I don't know about the oil pan, if it had a hole, to be honest. We're gonna find out. And with this, I believe we're done. I cover how many? I cover the RS3, the CLS, the BMW, the E63, the MK6 Golf with the turbo upgrade and the external, and this Golf that needs, like I said, I'm waiting to dry ice today to do it. Plus the M157 engine for the E63, this one. All right, let me show you where it is. Let's go inside. The engine is still here. It's been wrapped, waiting. Same thing, the stock head bolts inside, torqued down to 40 Newton meters, waiting for the studs. Okay, assembly grease on the camshaft to be ready. I need to set up the timing. When it comes the time, I'm gonna show you how it's gonna look like. What else? I want to apologize another one time, once again. I mentioned that on the video. Yeah, I'm gonna, not on the video, I mentioned that on the comment, I think. I'm gonna say that also on the video. One gentleman yesterday, he said that, you know what, I doubt to be only the battery for the key fob. Okay, and he means because the previous shop, you see how they installed the solenoid and the cables here, how they did it, they didn't dress it. I'm gonna give you an example. We are not doing these things with the tapes and these things. We are taking the heat shrink here, we are soldering it, heat shrink, and then we are dressing it with this kind of pipe. You see, like this, with a heat shrink, not with a tape, you know, and soldering it, insulate it properly, and then put the nice dress on it. Not like this, not like that, definitely not like that. So he means that whoever touched before the car with the wiring, he might messed up with something different, with some other electronic things. And me, I understand that. No, you know what? It's not. Let us say the key fob. It's something else. And I was thinking that he was like, okay, yeah, tell me, what do you think it is? But okay, you see the cables here. This is not by us. This here for the methanol, what you see, and the rubber boot here that's open, at the rabbit. It's not been in place also, yeah. And this kind of cables like that, this is original. Don't pay attention on that. This from the factory. But these things is supposed to be the positive, yeah. I don't know what's that. No, this is for the level. This is, I'm gonna tell you what's that. This one's for the tank that's here inside. No, take a look what they have done. They're getting it. Oh boy, I was thinking it was from the level sensor. Oh bullshit, there is more disaster here. Yeah, this guy who mentioned about that it's not, it might not be the key fob, you're right. It's been a mess here with the wiring, for the methanol especially. Yes, the methanol only, fortunately. It's not, see the ground. They didn't put a terminal here, they didn't crimp a terminal on the negative, and they didn't solder it a little bit. They just put the cables like that, and then they shove it under the ground cable. You're right, you're 100% right. I just misunderstood your comment, you know, that's why I answer like that. I'm sorry. Like I said before, you know that I'm an asshole, right? Yeah. So, I think that I cover everybody. If I forget something, there are so many things. There are some small projects that I want to do it. I want to see when we're gonna have the time to do that. I don't know when I'm gonna have the time. I need to clean some parts for the, oh boy, I have to fix one 725 transmission. I have it inside. Yeah, the good thing is when you have epoxy down on the floor, you can put the bumper down nicely without scratching it, without moving it, and you're not gonna get scratched. That's amazing. Another thing, I'm still having here the Jaguar block. Let's cover also this. Let's put also this on the video. So what? Apart from the crankshaft that's not been polished, for me at least, all right? What I said, I need a new bolts to torque it down. Now, if you don't bring any new bolts and I reuse the old crankshaft bearing cap bolts, it will not gonna be okay. If it sees the crankshaft, don't come to me and say to me, you know what, I seized my crankshaft. The bolts are one use only, all right? And I'm not trusting this, to be honest. Never mind. The 113K, I'm still waiting. I received the seals, but I haven't received something on that, and I can't continue. Yeah, the owner, my friend, he ordered connecting rods. Yeah. And I'm not closing the crankshaft, I'm not torquing it down, because it depends what connections you're gonna bring me. It might touch on the engine block, and if it touches on the engine block, that means I have to massage the bolts and the block. I have to remove some materials from the block and some material from the bolt to have a clearance and to don't touching on the block. I hope to be wrong, and I hope to don't bring me these connections that I think that you're gonna bring me, and you're gonna have plenty of clearance. We're gonna find out later on. 725 transmission. Here I'm collecting the parts. I haven't cleaned nothing. I'm just bringing this out of the engine room to don't be more dirty. All right. I have some things. This is something that I have shown you before as an example. This planetary gear with a reading wheel. If you see the splints inside, they're nice and straight. You see that goes from here up till down there. It's nice and straight. If you see the old one, Take a look how it looks like down there. Disaster. That's not the first time. This is the third time. Yeah, never mind. From the torque. Yeah, I have the new clutches here. I'm collecting the new clutches. It's missing one set of clutches. I have the gaskets there. I'm waiting a couple of bolts and a couple of other things. The valve body is here. Like I said, I just put it over there. This is the wiring harness for the E-Class with the knock sensor for the E-Class. And there are the parts for the E-Class, the new parts. But it's not, now it's not the time. This is for the... no, sorry, this is for the CLS. Sorry, shit. This is for the CLS, the 4MATIC. Or it's, no, the CLS, the rear wheel drive. Sorry, dang it. This is the CLS rear wheel drive, the new parts and the wiring harness and the knock sensors. The E63, it's here. The new wiring harness, it's there. That's the new wiring harness. Yeah, never mind for that. Forget about that. Externals, it's for the M177. Forget about that. Then what I have here. I show you the cylinder head for the DASA. Forget also about that. Here, I have lapped the valves for the 113K. I need to go to make the final washing on the cylinder heads and mount the valves with the new valve seals and then wrap it, standing by until I close the engine. Yes, these valves need to go back to the customer. I have to make also one box for that. What else? Standing by later on, I have also the 2JZ over there, the billet block, but now it's not the time now for that. Forget about that. Yeah, there are so many things. I get also some tools for the lathe, some cutting tools, something for measurement here and there. I get also a vise for the milling. I have also this. Now I need also I make one modification on the wheel degree. And because a cast iron, I don't want to machine a cast iron here. I sent the back plate and a different machine shop because I don't want to have a powder, cast iron powder inside of the engine room. I mentioned that before. I can machine steel or normal steel. I can machine aluminum, but I don't want to machine a cast iron. All right, the same thing for the milling. What else? I don't remember anything else. That's it. The cameras, I have it there since I bring it here. I use it once for 5-10 minutes at the beginning to see that it's okay. I had one problem with the sound, then I solved the problem with the sound, everything's fine, and since that time it's still there. And they're gonna stay there. Go figure out. That's it. That's it. I hope that I cover everybody. Yeah, watch the door. Why not, right? What time is it? It's 20 minutes to 11. It's the morning, not night. Night. Down sleeve. Why the box of down sleeves are here? We have at the office another 4 or 5 boxes. Why one box? Never mind. Never mind. Anything else? No. Nothing more, nothing less. Let's move on. Let's go outside, start working. There are some things that need to be done. There are some things. When it comes the time, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna put on the video, if I make video for that or not. There are so many things, not only 1 or 2 or 3. Yeah. And there is also there is outside another engine built. I don't even remember also. I don't remember anymore how many engines to rebuild. There is 1, 2, 3 behind of me, 4 outside, 5 the outside of the garage I'm talking about. That's been covered. Yeah. Good luck to everyone. Hey, thank you. Over and out.